Good morning everyone. Welcome back to the channel. In the last video, I took you to Forggensee, a lake in the Bavarian town of Füssen. It was a sunset photography trip that didn't last long, but was enough to get me a taste of the landscape. Due to the enormous size of the lake, it was impossible for me to cover it in an evening. So, 3 days later, I'm back to explore the lake right where I left it. My last trip was also a test run for my new Sigma 100 to 400 telephoto lens, which delivered beautiful photos of Neuschwanstein Castle. It was also the first shoot for my Sony a7 III, which is also a new purchase. My last camera, Sony a6100, got drenched in a stream near a waterfall and sadly never recovered from it. With the new gear, I have returned to Füssen to make the most of the autumn season. I found a beautiful scene here with some trees which are yellow in color and they are being backlit, so I think it will make a good photo, but I still have to find a good composition because there are many trees there. To find a good composition, something which is peaceful and calm, that will be the challenge, so I'll start working on it. What I'm thinking is to take a horizontal composition, but I'm not totally satisfied with it. Since I have a long range lens now, what I'm thinking is to maybe get a pano and keep the focus only on this strip of trees, but taking the pano here where the land is a bit wonky, that'll be a challenge. So I think it's best to try. Instead of taking vertical frames in the pano, what I'm doing is I'm just using there are some ducks here which are just waiting still in the water. I'm not sure what they want, but they are just observing me take some photos. Instead of taking vertical frames in my pano, what I'm doing is I'm taking a few horizontal frames only, because setting up a vertical shot with the zoom lens on this wonky land was getting very difficult. So I am settling with some horizontal shots and I'll go home and stitch them together. I'm making sure that some parts of the composition are overlapping so that it's easy to stitch them together later in post. Lately I've been struggling a bit in getting my photos really sharp, so at this time I have set a 10-second timer for my pano images because I want the camera. I have set a 10-second timer just to make sure that the camera, the tripod and the lens are completely still when I take the images. I took a set of photos, but I wasn't sure about how sharp they are, so I am redoing it, taking a bigger frame this time. Although the last image was sharp enough, I wanted to show you this image because I really liked it because of how much breathing space it had to the left, and it also gave more context about the landscape. Now I'll just go from here and explore more places. I hope I come across something more interesting. I think I found a good composition here, but this long lens won't work. I'll switch to my 17 to 70 Tamron and then try to take this whole landscape. I like this composition, but I feel it is a bit right heavy. That is, there are more things on the right of the frame than the left. But I think it might work as a black and white because then it will make it more simple. The good thing is that the lake itself is very, very calm. So there's barely any movement, and so the water is kind of acting like a mirror. I'll put up the image now. Please feel free to let me know what you think of the image. While composing the shot, I wasn't too happy with the bushes on the right side coming into the shot, so I tried to remove them, but it didn't really work out, so I left them as it is. By this time, I had gotten really hungry and wanted to take a break. I had bought a croissant in the morning, but by this time it had turned into a flatbread. I was so tired that even that tasted really good. After this short break, I wanted to go further and explore the lake. It's a huge lake, so it would take me a long time to cover even a small part of it, and I wanted to make the most of the stay. Seems like there is a dead end here, so I will have to go back and find another route. I've been walking for around half an hour now, and the whole area was a bit farther from the lake. It was more or less the road, so I didn't get to see the lake a lot until now. I just have come to this pocket of land right beside the lake, at the bank of the lake, and it looks really good. I have found a really good composition here, especially the foreground. The subject is really beautiful. It's a part of a dried tree and it's looking really good. So I'll just try to find a good composition with this dried tree as the foreground. But the trick is to find a good background, because although the lake is very beautiful and there are so many things here, it's a bit tough to find that exact background which will suit the image, because I have an option of taking some colorful trees at the back or the shore of the lake. There's the castle as well, so I have options, but the thing is I need to choose one and see if it works or not. For the first shot, I chose to shoot the tree with the backdrop of the mountains. since I have a foreground here and I want the focus to be on the foreground as well as on the background, I'll have to take multiple exposures and focus on three parts of the image, that is the foreground, this tree, the midground, the water, and the background, the hill. I have raised the tripod a bit because the topmost part of the tree was intersecting with the reflection of the hill and I didn't want that. Now the composition looks a bit better. To be honest with you, the foreground is a bit messy with all these fallen leaves and they don't look really pretty, but I really like the tree itself. I've changed my composition again and now I'm taking those trees in the background and the same dried tree in the foreground, and I think I like this composition a bit better. And for this I'll be just taking a standard color shot because of course I need the colors of the leaves. Here as well I'll take 3 different shots, each focusing on different parts of the scene. I'm shooting the same composition again, but a vertical shot. In hindsight, for these images, I suppose a bit of mist or fog would have helped. Anyway, by this time I was completely exhausted and I wanted to go back home. With that image, I'll end today's video. It was a great adventure coming here again and exploring the lake. It is a huge lake, so it can't really be covered in 1 day or even 2 days. So I'll have to probably come here again and explore it again and go to a different part of the lake and find good compositions. That being said, I'll say bye to you for this week and I'd like to thank you for watching the video as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and if you like these content, if you like my adventures and photography, please subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.